Asia's growing consumption of energy means greater demand for the transportation of oil and gas, and that means more pipeline projects are in the works for top consumers like China and India. Ginger Vaughn has the story from Houston.
The surge in Texas oil production is a tale of two countries. It starts here, in a desolate stretch of South Texas, where it's hard to find prairie dogs, let alone people. The oil beneath this expanse of dust is making Texas one of the world's biggest players in energy, in part because of what is happening here. According to Iraq's North Oil Company, Iraqi oil production in June was less than 5% of what it was in March, when Baghdad shut its pipeline to Turkey because of sabotage. In June, Iraqi Kurds also seized the country's fourth largest oil fields at Kirkuk. Most of Iraqi's oil production is in the south, far from the front lines in the country's civil war, but the fighting has created a big enough squeeze to put Texas in a position to pass every OPEC nation in output, except Saudi Arabia. The reasons for this are as much geological as they are geopolitical. Beneath the hardscrabble counties of South Texas lies an oil-rich shale formation called Eagle Ford, 80 kilometers wide and 650 kilometers long. Texas is fracking its way to an energy bonanza. The U.S. government says Texas oil production topped 3 million barrels a day in April, while Bloomberg reported Iraqi oil production falling to 2.9 million barrels a day in June. That put Iraq behind Texas if the state's supply continued to climb, as it has every month for the past 3 years. Slant drilling for shale oil has transformed forgotten backwaters like Carrizo Springs, Texas, into boom towns.
With the new surge and influx of the workforce here in the Eagle Ford Shale boom, the population might be up as high as 40,000.
Thousands of welders, drillers, and other workers come from all over the country to work in the Eagle Ford Shale, their contracts lasting for months to often years at a time.
The oil roughnecks of Texas may have this much in common with their counterparts in Iraq. Oil prices hit a 9-month high in June. It could have been worse. Some industry analysts argue the surge in Texas oil production has offset a temporary decline in Iraq's, sparing the world from an oil shock that could make economies tremble. Ginger Vaughn, CCTV, Carrizo Springs, Texas.